Just don't laugh, please, if you could. If you could refrain, I'd appreciate it. You're probably wondering what a man doing here with a skull and a book and a wreath on his head. Believe me, I've been wondering the same thing for 400 years. You see, I'm not just a painting in this museum, I'm also a portrait. But more importantly, I stand before you today as a spokesperson for painters who trap themselves in their portraits. I asked you not to laugh, didn't I? You see the smirks? See the upturned corners of the mouths? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you decided to paint your own portrait, well now just hang there. Well, and in my case, you're right. I was hanging with a philosophy professor at the University of Pisa, and I thought to myself, if I paint a serious picture, then people would take me seriously as an artist, right? So I decided to paint a stoic philosopher, contemplating existence, pondering death, and concluding in some brilliant, poetic epiphany of 3 short words. I chose 3 because of the archetypical significance of 3. See, in addition to being a playwright and a poet and an actor and a musician, I'm also some kind of numerology buff. I went back and forth between, shall I have a laurel branch, sort of like the Olympic runners of 766 BC, or a cypress branch to symbolize mourning? Of course I chose the cypress branch, the more pretentious choice. The skull I borrowed from a doctor friend. The book is my own, by another famous philosopher, Seneca. And so I painted myself into the foreboding black background that you see me trapped in today. I hang in European paintings, central and southern Italy. Sono di Napoli. Me ne sono abitavo 6 mesi a Roma, so embarrassingly I'm right where I belong. And after being trapped here for 400 years, I've come to the conclusion I'm a great artist, but a lousy thinker. I had the idea just to hold the skull, but no, I had to be writing on the skull too. And if you come to see me after the show is over, I have a curtain that pulls down over me, and you'll see that I'm writing the words, "Behold, whither, when." And I thank God every day that I decided to write them in Greek. The one salvation of pretentious writers is that they choose to write in languages that no one else can understand. Apart from the Greeks, I guess. Mi chiamo Salvatore Rossi. See. So, if you want to come and see my picture after the show, I'd like it. You could leave your card with the guard, and I'll call you. I like to speak to anyone, really, after hours, and we could talk about writing, or writing about writing. We could talk about painting. We could talk about painting about painting. We could talk about art, and the artist as one, or the trapped ascetic. So many of us like to consider ourselves these days, and how we must deal with that. How we need to deal with that. How we must. Also, I'd like to announce that we've recently received a grant from the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation, everyone. Yay! Fergus helped us. He's tight. Justin, something like that. I've used it to form a support group. We meet every Thursday in the Costume Institute. It's the only other place devoid of portraits. Personally, I run the group. Personally, I need the group. So, if you're a painting, whether painted by someone else or of yourself, or if you're considering commissioning a painting of someone else, or worst case scenario, of yourself, well, you need to hear what I have to say. No, what we have to say. Because, take it from me, my friends, it ain't fun!